Good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are live, guys. We are in game week 216. I couldn't actually, but I made you probably caught the big video that I dropped today in line with the competition and everything. If you want to know more about that, I'll have it linked in the description after this has went live. If you're watching this live, just check my Twitter out. You'll be able to find it quite easy. But when I was making that, part of it, I was looking back at like previous SO5 history and whatever, with like the Gabrielle in particular. And when I finished first and second, I'd forgotten it was in consecutive game weeks, and it was game week like 112 and 113. So almost, well, basically we're past it now, 100 game weeks ago, you know. And I was thinking, well, it's two game weeks a week, you know, 52 weeks of the year, it kind of marries up. So they've been around this time last year, and I was talking about that in the video, it was like targeting points in the calendar. I hadn't realised, or maybe I had when I'd kind of laid plans out already, that was maybe still fresh in my mind, and it's kind of waned over time. I've kind of forgotten maybe the seed of all of that. But that was when I did, you know, I did great last year in there. Unfortunately, this game week, we've not really lived up to those high standards. I've got a lot of optimism going into the weekend, waiting to see the teams I've put out. I've already made them on SoRare like I normally do. And what we'll do tonight, as we always do in the stream, is we'll look back at the game week that we're leaving behind. See if there's any lessons we can take into the next game week on players and that kind of thing. Selection choices we made. We'll do the SoRare Data lineup builder. We'll do SoRare Data 11. Dive in between that and SoRare itself. I've bought a card or two. Yeah. So yeah, we'll just kind of run through it all as ever. So far in the comment section, I've got my pals Hey Mai and Joshy4. Good to see you. Thanks a lot for joining us. Celtic did good. They did do great tonight. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to get any of my teams over the line. So I've grabbed the ETH again, an absolute canter, and I had about 3 or 4 teams right across the board that best current score that were very close to pulling in the places, as you can see with this top 3 set here, and even the Challenger Euro, that top 5 was all kind of close in a way, and we'll have a wee glance over that. So the Champion Euro D3, now when I was building between this team and the Global All-Star, that was when we had a wee bit of differences of opinion, let's say, between the selection choices on the super rare and the rare pairing, that kind of thing. And ended up being this was the champion team, which when I got off to the start that it did with Captain Arnold and the Mecha, they were like one of the first games to kick off in the game week. Ronaldo did okay, acceptable for a super rare pulling over 50, that's fine. And it was kind of let down at the back, unfortunately. All Black still, without a clean sheet, still go over 40, which is kind of what I was kind of thinking. Worst case scenario, we could get 40 to 50 depending on how active the goal was. Under 23 D3, Wirtz and Jota both showed up tonight in a big way. Koki, again, 50 plus for a super rare, I can deal with that. But Brooks Lennon and Kosai Tani have really let us down here. 43 points away from a tier 2 rare, which for the performance that Captain Jota Till I Die and Florian Wirtz put in, I would have loved to have seen them bag a card. But with what I had elsewhere, like, I don't really think there's anything else I would have feasibly put around them that I put elsewhere. This was just terrible luck. I had no idea that Robertson was going to DNP. I don't know if any of you guys knew. 12 points off of a card in Champion D4 without him. And yeah, wow. Gutted. The Noble play, just playing for the clean sheet, came in, but as you can see, he only got 60 flat. He done fucking nothing otherwise, and I didn't want to take that risk. It would have paid off on this occasion. The perfect situation would have, and I think Surface might be able to correct me or not. I don't know what he said about the goal. I know he was pro Noble over All Black, but I don't know if he would have went as far as to put Noble into the All-Star D3 over Trap like I had. But that would have been the only way that this team would have done anything. Would have been Noble in goals for an extra 20 points, and then it would have been Hakimi and Depay out, Arnold and the Mecha in, and then this team would have won something just by the skin of its teeth. But I was never going to play that, so I'm not going to beat myself up about it too much. And the suggestions did give me good food for thought and everything as well, so that's all good. Unfortunately, a wee bit away from my card. Isaka is the one that's let us down here on this one, only picking up 25 points himself, despite playing 90 minutes. And for global, not picking up a card is a sore one when I've got Sorloth hitting over 68 and Captain Johnny fucking Russell bagging in over 77 points. So that's a sore one to take. This was really close right to the end. When Yakimakis came on, I'm like, please just get a goal. It gave me some hope. I kind of knew it was dead in the water. I was hoping for Vines to get over 60, but when Fenerbahce went 2-0 up really quickly, I kind of knew this was all dead. And Cham was my only midfielder playing, really. And yeah, that is what it is, I suppose. And then this was okay. Just nobody really, Tio Hernandez really killed it, even before Schubert killed it tonight with his red card. Vlasic didn't go, and again, 64 points. The only other person I would have put in here over Vlasic was Tyler Adams, who scored about 40 odd or so. So, again, I can't really be too disappointed with that. I could have maybe made a better choice on captain. I could have captained the Mertens and played Adams. That might have just got us over the line. I'm not too sure. I've not ran the maths. I don't really care enough. The rest of these teams were just kind of mez and didn't runs kind of thing. So an active game week, an exciting game week. Lots of my guys are doing well and shooting good points. Unfortunately, for the second game week in a row, the combinations is what's let me down. Just missing a few of those peaks. I didn't do as bad this game week that we've just left as I did the previous one. But still, we're missing an ingredient or two for sure. So we'll start off with the SoRare Data 11. I'll check on in the chat, see if there's any fist bumps to drop out. Woody Baggies, good to see you, my man. Hope you liked Captain Snoddy representing. Stefan, my man, good to see you. Anton Schuler, Rodrigo Pedro, Hudlin, good to see you. Been a while. Thanks for joining us. If you're new, some new names, thanks very much. Right, so what we do for the new guys that are here is we always start off with the goalkeeper, or we always start with SoRare Data 11. And what I'm looking to do is, without bias in any regions or anything like that, super rares and rares and all the rest of it, I'm just looking to pick my best 11 and then see if I can later correlate that into like an ultimate best SO5 team that will go into All-Star Division 3. So my favourite goalkeeper already, I wanted SoRare Data to maybe show me something different, but I don't even think I'm open to seeing something different. It has to be Matt Turner at home in Miami. Kim Sung-gyo's definitely got a good fixture, it has to be said. Trap away to Firth is a good fixture also, especially for Trap, because Firth will attack, and he's got a great opportunity to make some saves and do some sweeper keeper and make some passing, that kind of thing. So it's really between Trap and Turner, but I just think Turner is they've just won the supporter share the high as a kite, and at home. So I can't see it not being a great performance from Matt Turner in this game week, to be quite honest with you. And I'm really excited for all my MLS cards this game week, because every one of them almost is in a cup final. Most of the guys I have are still on the bubble for playoffs, so every one of them. This final game in the weekend here for the regular season, for so many teams there's a cup final, and I love that. I love that motivation that I know they're all going to be walking onto the pitch with, and the managers when they're picking the teams, etc. There's no question marks about rotations, waiting for the next game. What about the last game? Game management, all that crap. It's like do or die. You need the 3 points. You need to make it no matter what. You can't rely on other teams doing your favours. You need to win the match. So in defence, kind of open to a few different possibilities here, but I was actually going to try and avoid Guardiola and Angelino, just because Dortmund are quite potent up front. I know there's no Haaland at the moment. But seeing the average score for a defender against Dortmund this season has been 51, actually I might have to reconsider that a little bit. Let's see who's got the best opposition score. Matt Miazga is actually pulling that in, and it makes me want to play him in this at the very least. Maybe he'll make my bench. Kessler is definitely going to be my best team. Cincinnati away, I think Brooks Lennon gets back into the team as well. So I think we go Kessler and Lennon, and then my third. Again, I really like the MLS ones because I just know how motivated they're going to be for this last game. I am tempted to go Guardiola because he's so strong and powerful. Like, I watched the PSG game, and like it's maybe the fourth time I've seen Leipzig this year. And obviously I'm now looking through a different lens at Guardiola, and again Angelino. You also used to have Angelino back in Football Index days and whatever. But Guardiola, like, I'm glad I bought him, because like when I was watching him again, I was like, yeah, this guy is who I think he is in terms of profile and what he does on the pitch, that kind of thing. So I was really pleased with how the match went and everything as well. I've got a lot of other decent options here, like Julian Araujo, 49 against Minnesota could be good. Jack Hendry at home in Liège. Even Hakimi, 50 average away to Bordeaux. Because it's before the international break, Hakimi, like, I would expect him to play, but if he didn't, it wouldn't really surprise me too much. Tio Hernandez must play the derby, I suppose, but again, like, just shaky form. Andy Robertson has to play. I think if he's just been rested and rotated, which is what it seems to be, rather than an injury. But West Ham had a really good showing tonight. They used their squad really well, so I don't expect them to have much fatigue going into that game. So if you've got West Ham or even Liverpool cards, that's a fixture to be, that's an aspect of the fixture to be mindful of. And actually, I thought Chris Richards had a good fixture, and seeing that 51 is the average for a defender against Bochum makes him very appealing to me for the game week. But I think I might finish this off with Miles Robinson, to be honest with you. Just good in form. Cincinnati, they've collected the wooden spoon, but they won't want Atlanta to come to their stadium in the last game and absolutely spank them and secure playoff. They'll definitely want a party wreck, if nothing else. So I think I'll go with that. I'm really tempted to put Miazga in, but I think Miazga is going to make the bench on this occasion. Right, midfield 4. So I'm looking for my best 4 midfielders. I think SoRare, Valencia not having midweek football makes SoRare really, really appealing. Especially with Athletic going down to 10 men, Anfield being a really tough game like the way it was. That could be a very interesting match. Jonas Hector, I think, has got a great game as well. Barco's got a great game. So that top 3, I really, really like. And then Wirtz's score tonight gives me hope that he could do something good at the weekend. But Zelarayan, I think, has to be in my best midfield as well, really. So let's play this out. I think I've kind of picked it already. So I think SoRare, Barco, Zelarayan and Hector. I think that's actually my best 4-man midfield that I could make. Max Arnold has a great shout for getting in here. So does Keaton Parks. Both have got very good shouts. But yeah, both get very good shouts. But I'm not really looking beyond what I've got here as I'm scrolling through this list. Maybe Renato Sanchez at home at Angers could be a good one. But I think this is a boss midfield, to be honest with you. I don't see this midfield could score 400. Like, it really could. That's how much confidence I've got in it this game week. So let's see who we've got up front. Is it still sort of barrel position score? It is, right. Johnny Russell is the man of the town. He has to play, definitely 100%, no two ways about it. I think Sané has to get into my team. Jota somehow has to get into my team, as well as maybe Darwin, maybe Nemeka, maybe Sorloth, Joseph, Kyogo. Jesus, all right, okay. I think Kyogo will get in. Because he get rested and he's on good form after tonight, etc. But yeah, I'm going to say towards the top. I think Jota or Sané. I think seeing 54 as the average score for a forward against Dundee gives me a bit more confidence to be picking my Celtic guys, considering as well, as I said, they both get subbed off quite early. Depay could kill Celta Vigo, but like, it could absolutely butcher them. But I think I'll go Depay. I think it's only right, and then it's Captain Depay. It's in his contract. We all know that already. So I think that's my best 11. Let's have a wee look over it again. So Turner in goals, a back 3 of Lennon, Kessler and Robinson. You see a wee bit of a theme there, I suppose. A midfield quartet of Carlos Soler, Ezequiel Barco, Lucas Zelarayan and Jonas Hector. That is a formidable midfield, by the way. And up front, Johnny fucking Russell, Kyoko Furuhashi and Memphis Depay. He's the captain. It's in his contract. You all know that already. I think Trapp will be my backup goalkeeper in case anything crazy happened to Turner and he didn't make the match. I'm going to pick Miazga for the bench for defence, because of how high that opposition thing is. He's in good form, he should start and all the rest of it, and why not? Don't think I'll be using him for anything special on SoRare itself. My best midfielder, who did I say was get a good shout? Parks and Arnold. I think I'll maybe go Parks just because I've got... No, I'm going to go Arnold. And then my sub-striker, in case any of them didn't play, which I cannot foresee why they wouldn't, I think it would have to be Jota. Yeah, really strong team. Pity whoever comes up against me in the SoRare Data Leagues this game week, because I've got a team full of killers, absolutely full of killers, waiting for you. World Football Tips, Barnsley, Evan, Anton Schuler, Matty Boy, good to see you. Theo Hernandez is suspended. Anton, you're right, good catch. I won't be playing him anyway because his form's rotten at the moment, just coming back from an illness, and you're right, that red card, I'd forgotten about that briefly, so thanks very much for catching me on that. Right, lineup builder. So we're going to start off with the prioritise. So we're going to dive into the game week and have a look at the prize pool and the kind of head count, how many people, how many teams are in, and all that kind of thing. We always like to start with what was formerly known as Division 3, but we're going to have to all get used to start calling it All-Star Pro. So we're getting 128 rares paid out. Basically, let's just call it 2,000 entrants. So it's getting crowded, man. Star rares for top 28, which is plenty for me. And let's have a look at the star rares. It's the only thing I'm thinking about with this division. Haaland, Messi, Kimmich, and Mbappe. Yeah, still very well populated at the top. Mid tier, I can see goalkeepers and guys like Nkunku and Chiesa and Gravenberch, Tukumini. Goalkeepers, Sadio Mane. I almost said Madio Sane there. And then let's just go all the way to the bottom. What's at the bottom? So Bodart, Carlos Hill, Marco Reus, Kikuchi, some decent guys at the bottom. So a good pool to be shooting for sure. So our goalkeeper, I think, is Matt Turner. I think that can be quite easily established, and it would make sense to throw Kessler against him. Because I don't do that enough, and whenever I do it, it doesn't work, and whenever I don't do it, it does work, or it would have worked. So it's the last game of the regular season. I think I've got to go for it, don't I? Oh, this is All-Star Division 4, sorry. Division 3. I was wondering, where the hell's my super rares? So Matt Turner will be my goalkeeper. Kessler is going to be my best defender, I think, isn't he? Yep. Now, midfield, who did I have in my SD11? So I had a midfield of Barco, Soler, Hector, and Zelarayan. So I think I'd be more than prepared to put Barco in here as my other super rare. No problem whatsoever. Up front, so who do we have? Johnny Russell, Depay, and Kyogo. I think I'm going to go Johnny Russell. And then my extra player could be anyone. I'm tempted to play Depay because it is Depay, and you know he's like. But with the form he's in, I might have actually already picked this team. But Soler, average opposition scores 45. That's not great. Mickey Yamains is decent. Can maybe throw him in. Jonas Hector is cheat code, so I kind of ignore that. Jonas Hector would be a really good shout for this team. But I think I have picked, and I'm going to pick Zelarayan because he's at home at Chicago. He really should be killing it, and I'm going to captain Zelarayan because I think Johnny Russell's going. What Kansas City's still playing for is to like win the conference, which is a really big deal, right? But Columbus are fighting to get in the playoffs, so it's a wee bit more blood and guts involved. Average points to get a reward 368. I think this team could clobber that, no problem at all. Let's see what team I did pick. And All-Star Pro. I actually won't be surprised if that's the kind of team. I'm glad to see that the SoRare data kind of correlates for that. Makes me feel good. But let's see what we've got. So All-Star Pro, what did I did pick that team, yeah. I got a bit of deja vu after I picked the Barco. I was like, oh, I think I know where this goes. Full MLS into All-Star Pro. So the next division I'm probably going to be looking at is my Champion Euro. So we'll look at the Pro. So it's 39 entrants, or 39 cards paid out, I beg your pardon. And let's just call it 350 entrants at this late hour. There might not be, probably not much more than 10% to come in. Star rares for basically top 10, it's from 9 and above. And again, yeah, the pool is packing, full of all the big names, full of all the big hitters that we want to be bagging. I'm all about that. So save that team, that's fine. So we go Champion Euro D3. And I think my goalkeeper is going to be Trapp. I think he was my bench keeper, wasn't he? Yeah. Opposition scores nice and high. He's a very active keeper. I've watched Frankfurt a good bunch over the last 2 seasons compared to some other teams. So I kind of know what I'm getting with Trapp, and I'm happy to back him in that sense. Okay. I think Hakimi is probably the best shout for defence because he's also a super rare as well. So I think that makes sense to put Hakimi in here. In midfield, right, so Soler, Hector, Arnold. Brais Mendes at home to Barca could be a sneaky wee differential, but I think 53, yeah, at home to Angers, I think Renato Sanchez is one of the, yeah, I think Renato's one of my best midfielders on paper this game week. And again, I am beginning to get a little bit of deja vu. I think I know what happens here. So I think I'm about to pick Depay. And then I'm pretty sure on SoRare itself, I picked Sané. Now, seeing that, I know it's Bayern Munich, who just destroy all before them. But seeing the average opposition score against Freiburg is 46 makes me pause for the cause. Freiburg are like between 4th and 6th in the table, I forget. They are having a good season. They haven't had midweek football. Bayern Munich have. Bayern Munich should still wipe the floor with them because it is Bayern under Nagelsmann, and the roster, the team that they have is incredible. But it does make me pause. Let's see who's on paper get the best opponent this game week. It's Nemeka. So that'll be useful information to me, I think, for my D3 under 23. Or does that now make me actually want to play Arnold over Renato? So what's Arnold's opposition? 50. Right, let me check out. I'm going to do it on my phone because when I do it on the desktop before, when I check flash scores, the stream quality kind of dips and whatever, and I don't want to. Miazga dropped for the last 2 games. Oh, okay. Yeah, Josh, you're almost absolutely right that I'm overthinking this and Bayern will murder all before them. But yeah, Freiburg have only conceded 7 goals all season. The next best defence after them is Bayern on 10 and Mainz on 10 and Leipzig on 10. Yeah, so 10 games they've conceded 7. Have they had anyone big? They've had Wolfsburg. I wouldn't really say they're big at the moment. They have beat Dortmund 2-1 at home. Who's at home here? Who is at home here? Freiburg are away to Munich. Yeah, I played that last game a week ago. And they're in, I don't know. It makes Sané for me a very good D4 proposition, to be honest with you. That's what I'm kind of feeling when I'm looking at this. I want to stick to my gut. I'm also now leading myself to believe that I think with the form that they did show on Tuesday night, I think Wolfsburg, Max Arnold and Nemeka could be the play here, because if Nemeka does have such great opposition potential, he will play. He's in such good form now. Scored a beastie goal, be high in confidence. I think that becomes the play. Yeah, 59. Strikers always do well. We seem to do well against Augsburg. Captain Depay's his contract. I think I'm going to do that. So I think Arnold's got a better chance. I think Arnold could easily outscore Renato. And I think the Mecha, there's no one there that really jumps out to me that I think before multiplier. Maybe Sané, right? Maybe Sané. But the thing is, anyone that jumps out to me here is, oh, that person before multiplier would spank Nemeka if he gets a goal, for example. Maybe Braze. But again, or no, but it's Nemeka. I'm just thinking there. I could do some other. Because Renato can go into under 23s just as easily as Nemeka. So what did I pick for champion rare pro? What did I pick? What did I pick the other on the first occasion? Champion rare pro. Oh, interesting. So I backed Renato to outscore Nemeka. Now, after seeing that Augsburg stat, do you know what? I probably would still back that. I think, like, if Nemeka gets a goal and whatever, he's going to get between 60 and 70. But if Renato, yeah, that's actually probably the best way to look at it. So I think Renato is the man to come in here, because Renato could get around 60 without a goal involvement, and because they're at home at Angers, they had a good result. Midweek they won, didn't they? Neil, I watched their game as well. I'm totally drawing a blank now on what happened. I remember David scoring the penalty. I remember a bunch of stuff actually. What happened? Oh, my head's up my backside. Yeah, I think that's the team. I think I'm going to stick with that. I expect Arnold to do well. Nemeka might only play 50 minutes. He might not score. He might start Weghorst, I suppose. I think I can see why I've done that. All these guys will definitely play, is my kind of thinking when I've drafted that team up initially. And I think I'm going to stick with that in the end. So that's fine. So the next league of priority for us is under 23 rare pro. So under 23 rare pro. I'm just going to say under 23 pro. You don't say rare pro. We're getting star rares for the top 11. We've got just under 500 entrants in it, so I'm actually quite favourable on those kind of numbers. But again, it's a who's who. Oh, yeah, Adiemi's in here as well. Vinny Jr., who's killing it this year. Van der Voort, Kobel, Gakpo, Lisandro Martinez, Hakimi. Yeah, great pool to be fishing in. No two ways about it. I keep clicking back to that play button, and that's probably not the optimal thing for me to be doing for navigating around the site and whatever. Miaz could drop. Ah, yeah, I've already picked it up, sorry. But yeah, thanks for catching me again. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. And then, fantastic. Okay, so my under 23s, I actually can't remember who my favourite goalkeeper is. I've got a feeling that I've picked Van der Voort, and I thought I'll be able to watch a bit of West Ham Genk, because I've seen like a blip of Genk all season. I've barely seen anything. And I did okay, I suppose. I didn't really see much of the game in actual fact. Didn't see anywhere near as much of it as I'd like to. But I was actually hoping that this opposition stat thing would help me out this game week. So yeah, I kind of thought Cecil Bruges would be a good game for them. But I wasn't too sure about Tanny and Schubert, how their fixtures were looking. But yeah, I'm happy to go Van der Voort as probably my best under 23 goalkeeper this game week. Evening Shrew, good to see my man. Rogue Slevin, good to see my man. Fist bump to you guys. Would I want a super rare in defence? I've got plenty of options. I think Brooks Lennon was in my best team, wasn't he? So I think Brooks Lennon can come in here as my defender, and I can be quite happy with that. In midfield, Parks was really close. So who was my main midfield? It was Barco, Zella, Ryan, Hector, and SoRare. None of them are U23. So I think Keaton Parks was probably one of the closest ones to the team. Florian Wirtz played so good tonight, and he didn't play the 90 minutes, which, you know, obviously the rest of them they've got a lot of injuries around Leverkusen, so they'll have to look after their key guys. And I think Hertha away, let me just, so yeah, 53 opposition score is really good, actually, for Wirtz anyway. Let me just check how it ranks out. Palaversa's got a good one, but he's not been playing recently, and then it is Wirtz, so I'm going to stick with that. That looks favourable, and I can roll with that. Jota has to go into this team and be my captain. It seems to be Jota and Wirtz are kind of following each other around, and then I'm just kind of interchanging super rares and goalkeepers around them, which I like. I like a little dynamics like that. And then let's filter by super rare, because I just want to be crystal clear here. Who is my best super rare that's U23? Machida at home at Urawa. That's a difficult one for me to back too heavily. I still don't really know what the hell's been on with Ivan Illich. I've got Darwin, I've got Nemeka. I think Nemeka is a great shout to go in here after seeing that average opposition thingamabob. Harwood Bellis is a good one, but Harwood Bellis and Machida, I suppose, are just good for like solid scores. I think I'm going to go in the Mecha here. Hendo, my man, good to see you. Evening. Captain Jota till I die. So yeah, I actually quite like that team. This actually excites me quite a lot. Let's see what team I actually picked. Oh, so close. Keaton Parks over Wirtz. So I think when I picked this, like, Keaton Parks' form is undeniable. Look at it, man. It is disgusting. He's not suspended. He's like one of the best players on New York. It's very understated, and I find it very hard to pick him because up until recently the 70s were very, very few and far between, and there was a lot of rotation, but it seems to have died down rotation wise around him at least. And so I was just going to check out the Hertha Leverkusen head to head. Sorry, quickly. Hertha, they're in awful form. I wouldn't necessarily say they're in great form. Leverkusen, mixed form in Berlin. But yeah, I think Wirtz has got the capabilities to do well. Wirtz could do well. They're away, whereas they're at home, New York as well. And it is last game of the season. It is the kind of game where Keaton Parks, it could get booked or something. It's a real coin toss. I think all yous are going to be shouting, "Pick fucking Wirtz, you dafty." I think that's what he's will be doing right now. So I think I'm going to have to. Let me check what is Philly's like opposition midfield score type thing. Oh, it's just showing super rares now. Let's go back to all scarcities. 51. And what was Wirtz? 53. I'm gonna go for Parks. I'm actually gonna stick with that team I picked in the first place. It's actually just reassuring me of my gut. My gut's kind of picked these teams so far, and I don't know if I'm just leading myself down the same path again or not. Doesn't feel like that. Okay. The next one is going to be Champion America Pro. And then after that, I'm going to do my super rare picks, I think, and then kind of round off everything else. So Champion America D3, Sean Johnson, I think is the best goalkeeper I've got otherwise. I've got John McCarthy playing as well. It looks like Marsman got injured or something. I don't even know if McCarthy will start, if Marsman will start, but I'm going to play a D4 America with McCarthy in goals and just see what happens. At the back, I can pick a super rare defender, can't I? Don't think I'm going to. I think I'll be picking Miles Robinson here. Yeah, I'm picking Miles Robinson. And in midfield, let's see. Legit. I fancy, yeah, I'm picking Medina. I think Medina's in for a good game. He's due a goal or an assist. He's not done it in a while. I think he's got a decent record against Philly, if memory serves me right. I've not actually investigated that. But NYC, yeah, always a wee bit better at home. And Philly, I don't think Philly have as much to play for, if memory serves me right. I actually not remember how that table looked last I checked it. Joseph has to be a banker. And actually seeing Joseph here, Cincinnati in the last game. Who is my super rares in All-Star? Should I be playing Joseph in All-Star? Who are my super rares over here? Kessler and Barco. Interesting. Barco or Joseph? Interesting. Sorry guys, I just went to have my deep thought there. I think I'm going to stick with Joseph in here because I do need to win something from Champion America before the regular season ends. And I like the way the rest of those teams have been picked up so far. Yeah, I don't think I want to mess with that too much. But seeing that opposition score be 60 is so high. Let me so let's see if I dropped Barco. Let's go back to All-Star Division 3, right? I want to look at what Barco for a midfielder is. Opposition away, 58. It's just as good, isn't it? Really makes me want to play Barco with Joseph. So if I did that, I'm then splitting up Kessler and Turner, I think. I think your destiny is to pick up a full Atlanta ISRD2 team. Well, I've got 3. I would need a Guzan, which I would not be motivated to pick up. And yeah, I've not got any other. No, yeah, just those 2. I'd probably, if I was to get another one, just for like guaranteed playing time, I'd probably pick up a Miles Robinson. But as I say that, like he's honestly like I'd love him at Celtic or something. I think he's a great centre back. He's so underrated compared to a lot of these other guys in the league, like Walker Zimmerman and whatever. I think Miles Robinson's an absolute beast player. I think he's quality. And who else? Would there anyone else I'd like to get? Do you like Luis Araujo would be nice. Almada or whoever else they sign would be class. Like Marcelino Moreno. I think Emerson Hindman might play next season. I was mentioning that with somebody recently. But I think I'm just kind of. I think going with a super rare defender here versus a super rare striker. And then dropping Russell out of here. Probably to then put Kessler. Nah, I think it's too much surgery. I think I'm overthinking it. They 2 are banged on to do well together. Who else? We've got Hakimi and Lennon. Elsewhere, who's my best rare defender? Could be Yamain. I could have Yamain in there. Yamain, Barco, Zelarayan, and Joseph. That sounds like a really good team. But again, the thing that puts me off your main is I just don't think they must, you know, I don't think there's much for them to play for. They've pretty much won the league. I think mathematically they still need to just like get it over the line. Kawasaki Frontale, but I don't think there's much jeopardy around it as such. Could even play Guardiol just for the contrarian aspect. I could play Miles. Oh, I could play Miles in here. I think that's the play. We go Miles in. I think we just go Atlanta. That's what we do. We go Miles, Barco. Johnny fucking Russell is out. I'm sorry. Joseph, where are you, son? Joseph. This is the team. Captain Zella. Love it. That's the team. The All-Star Pro. We're dropping Kessler and Johnny fucking Russell, unfortunately. Who did I just pick to play defense there? Sorry. Miles. Miles. Stack it up, Quinny. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it this week, guys. I'm stacking it up. Who thought you'd see the day? Who thought you'd see the day? It's Cincinnati. They've got to win to get into playoffs. It seems as much of a nailed on. Look at Zelarayan's form. 44, 83, 40, 98, 100. I think this is, this is get the bones of a great game. And then Turner, yeah, I'm happy with that. Doesn't interfere with anything else thus far, does it? It's interfered with my America Pro. I think I maybe had somebody over there. So that's fine. That's now saved, isn't it? So Zelarayan, yeah, cool. I'm actually really, I feel renewed confidence in that. Champion America, D3. Now, I don't know if I'll pick Kessler in here, actually, so I might keep Kessler. No, actually, I'm just talking gibberish. So we'll go Sean Johnson. In defence, I think it has to be Kessler. He's my best defender, I think. And then, well, maybe Danny Wilson's so underrated. LAFC are kind of, well, that Chicho guy's doing really well, but otherwise there's not much. Julian Araujo, a bomb. Still not really played him. Milton Valenzuela, Columbus at home to Chicago. 54 is his score. 56 for Kessler at Miami. And Kessler's the man. Midfield, are we picking an SR in midfield here? Wanyama, Paredes, Leggett. I think Leggett's, oh yeah, I've got Medina. So I'm picking Medina, that's fine. Kessler, Medina, Sean Johnson. This is like an old school Quinny team, isn't it? Especially when I get Johnny Russell in here. This is an old school Quinny MLS team. I must have owned all these guys for about a year plus now. Maybe quite not Sean Johnson. I don't think I've had him quite as long. Moldy's calling Atlanta United bottle jobs. Yeah, you're mainly right there, I suppose. But there's been a lot of extenuating circumstances around Atlanta this year. I see continuous improvement in them week on week. And I think if Joseph starts, then they're a different animal. It kind of goes without saying. Being a one-man team is nothing to brag about. I wouldn't even go as far as to say they are a one-man team necessarily. But you've just got to lean into it sometimes and accept that you need your best players on the pitch to make sure that you get enough goals in the first place to not concede some stupid ones at the back. So my last rare, I'm getting blinded by the super rares here, so I'm just going to filter this by rare. So the great thing about SoRare Data for doing this stuff is you can do that type of filtering, whereas when you run SoRare itself, it's just not possible at all. Chicharito seems set for a goal, I suppose, but I think if I play him, I'm really stuck for forward options for my America D4. I think I really like the look of Kevin Paredes. Toronto are dead and buried, and DC need the points to guarantee playoffs. He's been one of the young prospect players of the year, and I think he was rested the last game. He's had a few rests. I don't play him enough. He's a 1 of 100. I'm going to do it, and we'll captain Russell since we've dropped him out of the main team to play regionals. Sorry, Johnny. Sean Johnson for captain, them is the club rules. You Mikey. I think he is captain in this because determined to get Danny Wilson in here. That didn't last long. There's Kessler, and then we're going Johnny Russell, and then who was the extra player I picked again? I wonder if I can remember. No, I can't. I need to go look. Kevin Paredes. Kevin. So only one I feel like I'm going out on a limb on here is Kevin Paredes. But he's good, man. He's good. It's away from home. Makes me want to pull Parks in here and then upgrade somebody else into Parks' position. They have too many attacking players. Yeah, they do have like 5 forwards. Like I don't know how they get them all on the pitch. Like, I look at it sometimes and I'm like, is there 12 guys here? You know, there's Marcelino Moreno, Barco, Joseph, Araujo. That Rossetto wears number 9, but he's like a CDM or something. It always confuses the crap out of me. Lennon and Bello bombing on. And then who else is... Oh, there's somebody else that's knocking about. Also, they're signing Almada. And, like the super rare that I traded ages ago, Lopez, and there's Jack Mulroney. There's lots of guys knocking about. You're right, they definitely have too many attackers. I'll captain Sean Johnson because it is the club rules, but I think it might be actually a big hindrance to me this game week. It's against Philly, so he should be busy enough, you know. And I want to captain a goalkeeper into a big prize for in honour of the Andrews, who don't believe it can be done. So I think I'm going to pick my super rare teams now because I still have a Challenger Euro team here going out and an Asia Pro. But with the level of investment that I kind of put into my super rares in terms of time spent as well as like Ethereum, these two teams I've got them registered already. I can see here are big priority ones for me. Under 23 super rare division only has 132 entrants and 24 people are picking up prizes. 14 are tier 3 super rares, but really in a good situation. I think I'm looking at a tier 2, but the most likely is a tier 3. So let's have a wee quick scan at that pool. See if there's anything. Russell might be your best captain, in my opinion. Yeah, he is probably my best captain. Sounds a bit like Celtic, too many forwards, maybe a wee bit, yeah. Yeah, I agree, Cryptic. Right, Mickey Basson's relieving me of my of my obligations. I'll change my captain back to Johnny fucking Russell. Rio Tate's in here. Aliceda, Cifuentes, Cabral. Wow. Yeah, there is. Borno Souza of Stuttgart. Yes, please. Efra Alvarez. George Bello. Thank you. Yeah, I can get excited about this tier 3 pool. So we'll start off with under 23 Division 2. And I don't have a super rare goalkeeper. So I'm picking my best rare that I'm not deployed yet. So it's going to be Tanny from the looks of it. Schubert gets sent off tonight, so I don't even know. Like, obviously that's not domestic, so it doesn't really affect anything. But sometimes with that, with goalkeepers, I think he did get dropped recently. I had an injury. Maybe he doesn't play the weekend. He will, but maybe he doesn't. Something I do need to think about. So super rare only for the rest of this team because it's D2. We can only play 1 rare. Again, on SoRare, I cannot filter that, but I can do that here. I think Koke looks like a great pick, but seeing that opposition score Valenzuela makes me. I'm actually leaning towards Valenzuela being my key centre back, but I've also got THB away to Antwerp too. I've had a midweek game actually. I think it's spanked tonight, didn't they? So maybe Anderlecht go there full of confidence, fully rested. I'm going to go Koke. Koke's the man. Midfield. I don't really have that many options left, do I? It's really just Efra Alvarez, isn't it? Because I've played Barco and Nemeka and Renato everywhere else. Efra, I think, gets minutes against Minnesota. I just don't know how many. How much does that diminish this team by not having Barco or Renato up here? Quite a bit. Illich doesn't. It says injured and stuff, but I've looked into it. I can't find any real reason. He'll probably start, and I'm not going to play him. So away to Napoli. It's a tough game anyway. I'm going to go Efra. He'll definitely get minutes. I'm just hoping that in the minutes he gets, he can pull off a decisive, because this team kind of really does hinge on it. I'm going to go with Darwin up front. And then my extra spot. I've got a lot of good options to fill the team out. It's the midfield that really lets me down. I hope Efra Alvarez gets a start. I really do. I'm thinking I might go. I think I might keep THB. I think I might even just throw in Rio Hatate in here or Kevin Cabral. I don't really have that many amazing options with Illich having such a big question mark over him. Actually, with that opposition, I'm going to pick Valenzuela and I'm going to captain Darwin just because he could like go off on one, get a goal and an assist or something. Let's see what team I did pick. Super rare under 23s. Oh, very similar, but I went for THB over Valenzuela. So I think that Valenzuela statistic opposition stats thing, I'm going to... Yeah, their stats are very much similar, but he's an attacking fullback, and if they're going to dominate possession and attack the game, then I back him to get decisive and beat Taylor Harwood-Bellis, which is basically what I'm doing when I make that decision. I'll go back and change my captain before I forget. These are allowing me to change it back. Johnny Russell's clearly that is the best captain in that team. Right, okay, and then we'll do my All-Star Super Rare team next. So I'll have a look at the prize pool for it. Prize pool Super Rare All-Star. So let's call it 350 entrants. 41 of us are getting cards. Up to tier 3 is about fucking 25 of them or something. 10 tier 2s. There's a star Super Rare at the tippy top. Bayern have got Freiburg. PSG have got Bordeaux. I've got no idea who Ajax have. That's an important one. I'm actually really thinking about just going all after D2 Super Rare. If there's a star Super Rare at the top of that. This is just all matches, isn't it? Yeah. No, this is my match. I want all matches. I don't have any Ajax players. I'm just trying to think about who the big crusher teams have. I could just put that. I could just put Atlanta in Division 2. Let's see what I've got. I know I've got Slovic, super rare goalkeeper that he is. So I know I've got Slovic. Oh, they've got go ahead Eagles. Fuck. See Luis Araujo, Evan Crichtley, see the last 2 matches I've watched, he looks like a petulant bitch, man. Like, he just moans. He looks like a pain in the ass to be on the same team as. He shoots all the time. He looks like a really good player, but I think he needs to... I think Atlanta's such an amazing setup. They must all feel like rock stars because in America, obviously, everything's like 10 times bigger. Sport is so big. Atlanta is crazy for sport. Like, a guy I used to coach with told me that he spent a bit of time in Georgia, about a year or something. And he said, like, the college and the high school, like, you know, just like the high school football teams and all that, you can't get a ticket for matches to any sports. It's all mega sold out. So they must just feel like film stars when they go there, you know. And that's what I think anyway. So I think he needs to drop that kind of attitude. I think THB, I think THB is my best defender that's left over. In midfield, I think Saka is a good shout. Could get a goal. Braze Mendes, seeing that Barca won't let the midfielder shoot a 46, makes me feel that Braze is a viable option in midfield here. As well as Leggett and Saka. Leggett having a 51 for what Minnesota's probably going to give him. It's a 6-pointer for Urawa, and the way Saka's been playing, I think he always gets good AA. Up front, wow, I'm really stuck for choice. Larson didn't start tonight. I can't bank on him starting. I can't bank on Cabral. I cannot bank on Giacomakis. I probably cannot bank on Dries Mertens, but I think I can bank on Rio Hatate playing. And the Braves won the World Series, Mike's telling me. So Zenit have Ural as well. Yeah, so, okay, so Zenit, Ajax, there's a few powerhouses that play this game week. But Atlanta surely should be one of the powerhouses that play this week as well. And Brooks Lennon. Where are these guys? It's destroying like 3 teams, isn't it? It's destroying 2 teams. So I need to replace the super rares here. If I destroy 2 teams, which would then subsequently destroy the rest of the teams, I don't think it's worth it. But when I see how weak my striker options are, I do think maybe I just bring Joseph up here. With Barco. Even Darwin. I'd rather have Darwin in this team. think I would rather have Darwin because the Efra is such a gamble, and at least then I can making compromises. I think I have to compromise the under 23 one because there's no star super rare there. So I'm going to do this. Save. And then I'm going to go Slowick. Who's got a better chance of scoring better, do we think? Machida. I had basically the same option a minute ago, and who did I end up picking? I ended up picking Machida, so Machida's my man. In midfield, I've got a Saka against Machida then. Oh, I don't like doing that. I've also got Grandsir, who I think will play. I think Grandsir almost certainly will start. Brais Mendes is the captain now. They're doing well. Barca are not doing as well. Barca, let's go Brais. I'm up for that. Up front, Darwin. I'm up for that. This team feels so much better already, man. Such a good looking team as well, like the actual pictures and stuff. And my best super rare besides these guys. Hope I've got a good, exciting option. Rio Hatate, guys, did I play him? I've got Wanyama at home at Orlando. Wanyama's back in the team. And Wanyama can get me over 50. I really want to play Saka. I want to check out the form for Antlers against Urawa. So I know it's a big game. I've already checked the table out where I've picked these teams already. I've got a little bit of a residual memory. It's a 6-pointer. So let me see. Urawa and Kashima are both on 59 points, both on 24 games played. And yeah, it's a 6-pointer. You basically take the other one out of the race for top 3 with 4 games to go. Urawa have got a cup final still to play as well. Let's see the head-to-head real quickly. So Kashima are in. They're winning away and not winning at home. Or is it the other way around? So no, it's not really quite as black and white as that, in fact. And Urawa's form is kind of deterred. That's a really dicey one. Urawa. Yeah, Antlers have not been winning at home. Urawa have been doing okay away, but they don't have a good head-to-head against each other. Tricky one. I think just what the and Keys knocking about still. He only played 45 minutes the other night. Grandsir, I mean cup. I think it's cup final mode, isn't it? So I think I bought legit for game weeks like this and Grandsir. Then but Minnesota. What are Minnesota playing for? Minnesota are in good form. They're one of the form teams of the division. So going hard against them is a gamble. It's a risk, you know. So let me see where exactly are Minnesota. They're on 48 points. Galaxy on 47. So yeah, depending on how things go, man. Like Minnesota need to be careful. They're not guaranteed anything. With Salt Lake, who are they playing again? Kansas. They should lose. LA are playing somebody as well. Colorado. Where are Colorado? They're safe. So yeah, Minnesota need to be careful. Who's at home? LA are at home. I wonder what Minnesota are like away. I'm going to hit the away table. And Minnesota have conceded 27. Only 15 points. So they average a point a game away from home. I think Grandsir goes into this team. Brais Mendes. I think I'm being brave picking him, to be honest. I want to now pick Legit. So I'm going to do that. Legit and Grandsir. Love it. Strong midfield. I'm Captain Darwin, Captain Legit. I'm between one of those two. I think we've got a Captain. I think we've got a Captain Legit. So I think he's safer for the minutes. And watch, I've just cursed the fucking hell out of myself. Brais Mendes suspended. Oh, is he? I thought I checked that out. I've changed it anyway. If you're not going to bring Joseph, it's going to be the whole. If you're going to bring Joseph, it's got to be the whole hog. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right, Josh. But no, I'm happy with this. I think these guys are all capable. And yeah, I'm happy to maybe just burn. Because let's see. I don't think I've actually picked a U23 D4 in this first time around. And I was kind of fine with that. But if I've taken who have I taken there? Machida and Dart. I suppose I probably still could put a super rare team together. How many people are in the? So the question I'm now asking myself is the head count. 1,700 people have went into the rare. 150. Yeah, I think I'm still going to chance my arm on that U23. Right, so let's see what team I've picked an All-Star. It's very different. It's very different to what I had picked tonight. So let me remind myself real quickly. It was Machida, yeah. It was Machida, the LA midfield, and Darwin. So let's go used. Machida. Saka's going to get dropped for legit. Brais Mendes is getting dropped for Grancier. This team feels much better already. And then Larson, yeah, sorry pal, but no dice tonight. And then where's my boy Darwin? Beautiful. And then we'll captain legit. I actually want to captain Darwin. No, I'm going to captain legit. That's a tough decision who to captain in that team. Very tough decision. As per SoRare Liga. Yeah, you know, I think he did get booked or something in the last game, but I don't think he's suspended actually. Let me go double check that. That's going to bug me because I'm pretty sure that's not the case. I don't think I can play him anywhere else now anyway, so so let's see. Brais Mendes got booked in the last game, and yes, he's on 5 yellows. You're correct. That's fine. So under 23 super rare. I expect this to be weak now, but because I am basically targeting a tier 3 win, it's not really the end of the world. If it's a good, it's a credible enough team that is. So in goals, it was going to be Tanny, wasn't it? And then we're just going super rare for the rest. So I've got Harwood, Bellis, and Valenzuela still, so 2 decent punts. We'll go with Valenzuela because the opposition stats so high. Midfield, yeah, and that's when we get back to being dicey again, because we're picking Alvarez, who I don't think will start, but he will feature. Rio, Tate, Cabral, again, yeah, so I'll just go with the 2 LA guys in there. And if one of them starts and the other one features well, then that could work out nicely. Harwood, Bellis, and then Vines. I'll just throw Vines in there. He seems to be playing. Or did I even throw in Rio? What's this, under 23s? Yeah. Let's just do it. Rio Tate's joined the club, if you have missed it by the way. Let's just throw him in and make him captain. Why the hell not? He should play, shouldn't he? Yeah, he should play. Actually, maybe not, because I don't want to take gambles, man. Harwood, Bellis, Vines. Yeah, I think I'll go Vines. I'll go safe with Vines. And then captain, oh Jesus, I think I'll have to captain Valenzuela. Let's see what under 23 D2 I had picked in the first place. Probably looks nothing like that. Oh, actually a lot more like it than I thought. So we're going to drop Cabral in here, as well as, who's my 5th man again? Vines. Sweet, and then we'll captain Valenzuela. Lovely jubbly. Now, hearing how competitive you're expecting Challenger to be maybe puts me off a little bit going into Challenger D3, but I think I've got the cards. I think I've got cards capable enough that I shouldn't be worried about it. Let's see what I've got. So Schubert will be the keeper, for better or for worse. In defence, I think THB is a great shout. In midfield, I'm probably going to be leaning on Aronson. Palaversa's got a great opposition, but he's not played the last couple of games. Let me see why. Palaversa. I just know he's got a few DNPs. I've not been playing him, but I have been noticing the DNPs. It's important you're doing that with your, who is it he plays for again? Is it Krojic? I think it is Krojic. If that's even how you say it. Krojic. Oh, he was suspended for a game. Awesome. So he'll be in. Okay, I'm happy to play Palaversa if that's what beer shoot are giving midfielders these days. A 58, that's fine by me. 2 Man City youth prospects in this team. That's a nice little theme there, I suppose. And then we've got Kyogo, who's not got into a team yet. He's powerful. And then, do we have any spare super rares for Challenger? I think it's going to be Giacomakis, isn't it? Giacomakis, Larson, and Illich. I'm going to be Gigi. And then we'll captain Kyogo. I think that's as good as it gets, really. So Challenger Pro, let's see what I had picked here. I'm too skint for an Ajax stack, so I'm buying Kawasaki. Brilliant, Jonathan. A lot of people, Palaversa, hey Mai, you've got my back. Thanks very much. Can't believe how much all the Ajax players are at the moment. It does make sense, yeah. I'm totally with you. I gotta go to bed. Night night. Joshy boy, good to see you. Up in 6 hours with the baby. Ouch. Palaversa didn't play because of the yellow cards. Brilliant. Stocky Scott, thanks for catching me on that. So I had Brendan Aronson in here, along with Giacomakis and Larson. I think will probably, yeah, I'm dropping Brendan for Palaversa. I think I'm going to go with that. Because they're away from home, they've played midweek and stuff. This guy hasn't, and he's had the week off suspension. He's probably been chilling out, had a wee week off, hanging out with his pals, doing some training, you know. And then Jordan, we also know the situation with Larson this week. Didn't start, and I don't think he featured. And then Kyogo's going to come in here, and we're going to captain him. And I'm expecting Giacomakis again is going to be coming off the bench, but I'm just waiting for him to come off the bench and score, or get 2 goals from the bench or something. That would be fucking great. Now, I think I'm kind of done with the lineup builder, and what I've got left to do is an Asian Pro, which I haven't even had to edit, in fact, so let's just go check it out. So I've still got Kim Sung-gyu, I've put Ominami next to him, and then, yeah, I've just thrown out my 2 super... I've managed to get, like, a spare Asian D3 team, basically, just by buying guys who'll be playing, or have played, for Celtic, as well as winning a guy and buying a guy super cheap or whatever. I've not actually played Saka anymore, have I? So I might even drop Hitati or Key. I think I'm gonna. I think Saka definitely improves this team. Hitati's got the 80s. Key's been dying to pay me back, man. Like Key. Yeah, I'm dropping Key. Sorry, pal. Saka's got much better upside. Hitati's got the last 5 in his favour. Let me just check out Hitati's playing pattern, because I did think... I know from when I had him in the first place, I've now recently got him back, but I remember from when I had him in the first place that he was really rotational, and that's why I was happy to sell him when I did. So let me just... I'm actually got my finger way off the pulse with his current situation in terms of standing in the team, that type of thing. Okay, so he's been starting. Right, he's been starting the last bunch of matches. Definitely. And in the table, Kawasaki, yeah, I think 13 points, 4 games to go. Yeah, it's 1 more game to seal the tie. Sogan Tosu, where are they at? Where are Sogan Tosu? Oh yeah, mid-table or so. Hitate or Key? Yeah, let me check the head-to-head for Sol against Suwon. Soinyam, sorry, is that, or I do know how to pronounce that team. Relegation. Let's just do main, this is confusing. So where, Soinyam, yeah. Fixtures. So there's 3 games left in this little table thing. Head to head. They've drew twice this year. Sol at home. Nothing to write home about. Swing him away. Yeah, they're actually really bad away from home. It's a 6-pointer, as they say again. I think key, you need key for a game like that. Who was it they played last week? They stuffed them. They were like the dead and buried team, so maybe they've kept. Let me check that. What was the result at half time when they subbed key off? They were losing. Yeah, I don't like that. Sticking with Hitati, and then my extra player. Sorry guys, I'm sorry if that was boring for you. I really didn't mean it. Get Yunbik Garam, who could go in here. I've got Daisen Maeda. Mickey Yamain still knocking about. I'll go with Daisen Maeda and I'll make him captain because that's a big game for Yokohama. Okay, let's just see what happens, man. And then that's going to bring me to America D4, where I've got my McCarthy. I've picked Julian Araujo, it looks like already. I've got Danny Wilson. I think I've picked Julian Araujo because I'm just kind of like, I've bought him and I've not even used him yet this year. I think I'm in that kind of mode with James Sands as well. It's just like I've not used this guy anywhere near enough. He's only a kind of normal scorer, so I don't really think I'm missing out on much. He is really an activator card this game week because I'm not picking Morgan. I'm not picking Atencio. I don't even think I want to pick Eli at home to RSL. Barreal, no chance. Yes, I think I'm just picking Sands on default. He will play and won't score terribly, which isn't a bad profile for a guy to have in this kind of situation. And then maybe Danny Wilson becomes my extra player. Or Joveljic. Or Vela. Yeah, I'm going to go Danny Wilson. Danny Wilson's my extra. Captain Chicha. Let's just see what happens here. I'm not holding my breath. Let's just see what happens. Okay, cool. Champion Euro D4. I'm just going to look at this team. So I've went with All Black. I've went with Robbo. I've went with a good team here. Let me just check out Robbo. It's got a different option in defence. Gvardiol could play. Angelino could play. I actually might take Angelino. I think the midfield picks itself. I think Sani picks himself. It is just the defence. Let me check SoRare Data because this information will now become quite useful for me. So Champion Euro D4. Defence. It's filtered to super rare, sorry. Yeah, Gvardiol was the pick of the bunch, man. I'm doing it. I'm back in the stats. I'm doing it. I'm picking. Oh, I really want to pick Angelino, but when I see that. Because Angelino could play really well and he takes set pieces and stuff. Could get a goal. I'm doing Angelino. Boom. That's my champion D4. And then that's going to take me to under 23. Now, I don't actually have a goalkeeper for you under 23 rare, sorry. So it's just global. I'm just going to check my goalkeeper situation before I quadruple confirm that. So I've got Nubel. Have I got anyone in training? Or I've got Common Paul Lopez. But using him here doesn't allow for anything else to happen. The only alternative I would have would be taking Tanny out of D2. But I quite like that D2 contingent of super rares I've got deployed. Actually, it's quite gambly, isn't it? Let me have a little peek and see what I could make. Forget the goalkeeper. I could pick... Okay, this... So what was that super rare under 23s? Is it even here? Did I pick it? I did. Valence, yeah, it's actually quite shite, isn't it? But it's just so competitive in the D4. Let's see. Gvardiol would come in. Maybe McKinney. Brendan. Nobody here amazing. For Sharon could have a good game. Could. Is he any more likely to have a good game than Efra Alvarez? Probably not. And then up front, who do we have knocking about? We have better options than like Cabral and all that, I suppose. Ayase Ueda should get involved with something. I could pull Daisen Maeda in here. He's got a big game. Let's see. Daisen Maeda. Who would I play in midfield then? Would it be Weston? He's in good form in that, don't get me wrong, but he's not a... I've got Brendan. Weston's multiplier is much bigger, so even if they scored similar... Hope with Fiorentina. I wouldn't expect to make it rotated, but you just never fucking know sometimes with these guys. Tyler Adams I would expect to play. Nah. I think nah. I'm just gonna stick with what I've got. So, All-Star Division 4 should be my best of the rest. Somehow Wirtz has found his way in here, along with Nubel and Yemain. I've got a space for a striker. I'm thinking Sorloth, because I think also soon as a good game for him. Let me just check in case I've put something into training. Cashew Sammy. Marcos Jr. I think I'm just saying he's got a good game. Played the last one. Sorloth. I think that's a good game for them. I'm really tempted by Sorloth. Really tempted by Sorloth. And Marcos Jr. But I think I'm going to go Sorloth because I really like that. I seen Sociedad play somebody last weekend. I can't remember who it was. And Sorloth did really impress me. Got his goal midweek against Sturm Graz, which was tonight. Wirtz, Yemain. Yeah, all these guys are away from home, which maybe tells you something as well about my strategy towards picking cards. Like, I do prefer home ties if I can get them. And it seems to be my good guys with away fixtures are finding themselves in my All-Star D4. Like maybe Robbo here might be joining this team. Or Brendan Aronson. I think I will throw Robbo in here. Saying I've got Robbo and Yemain. It's my defence with Wirtz and Sorloth. That sounds like a good five-a-side team. Like, just practically. Denier. Ren's tough. But he's in great form, Denier. Great form. Saka, Usami, Robbo. Sorloth scored tonight as well, so should hopefully give him some more confidence. Yes, Stocky. Matt, hey! Good to see my man. Fist bump. They've won the league already. Yeah, okay. Is it mathematically done? Sorry. Hatate is okay for 90 minutes normally. Sweet. Normally. Air quotes, that is Japan. You never know. I think Marcos Jr. is probably the best shout here. Or Denier. Is Marcos Jr. away from home? That makes me feel a bit better because it fits that kind of pattern eyes at home. I think he's one of the best looking cards here that's left available for me. Angelino I've picked, so I'm happy with. I've got Gvardiol. I could play Gvardiol, and I've got Kamada. Jesus, I think Kamada is a great shout to play in my team this game week. Scored tonight. Confidence will be up, like we're talking about, that kind of thing. For a team they should be beaten before the international break. 73, 45, 32, 68. It's okay reading, you know, but it's not. Oh, yeah. Pick him. Whereas with Maida, what's he banging in? 70, 61, 70. Yeah, he's a bit more. If he's doing it big. Robbo, 87. Yes, again. But West Ham's a tough game. Liverpool should have the rest advantage on them. Like I mentioned before, West Ham did use their subs really well tonight, it must be said. Ueda looks like a good shout. Still get Denier. Denier could be good. So indecisive for this bit. It's like the last rare. Who's going to make it? Who's going to get in to this team to go and grind Mason Meath and bash it out? Weston McKennie would be a good shout. I might even play Tyler Adams. Have I picked Gvardiol? I've not even played. I'm playing Gvardiol, right? So I'm talking about him far too much tonight. Playing Gvardiol. And then captain. I think captain. Well, it's banged a 91 tonight. Jesus. Wirtz it is. Captain Wirtz. Lovely jubbly. Cool. Just going to bash out my limited teams. Just not going to talk about it for too much longer, guys. I'm going to go back and check out my rewards in case they've refreshed or anything. See if I have maybe creeped over the line somewhere. Didn't think Wirtz scored as high as a 91 last time I checked it, which is what's motivating me to come back. Yeah, nothing's changed. 89? Well, that's not going to make much of a difference, I suppose. But yeah, guys, hope you've enjoyed the stream tonight. How was your game week, Quinny? It was really shit, Matt. Not going to go back over it again. It's at the beginning of the stream. But as you can see here, like, I had some really good scores. I caught a lot of low scoring guys as well. Just like guys who didn't turn up, like Brooks Lennon, Hakimi. There's a few guys that just didn't turn up. But didn't really have too many DNP problems. Just to say, did not turn up. Is the main complaint. El Gran Derby is this weekend. Soraya, let's see, Champion Euro. I don't actually have that many defenders. El Gran Derby. We'll take Navas. Am I picking the City boys in here? I think I might. Let's get David Silva involved. Dzeko loves a derby, doesn't he? There'll be no Aguero. Nolito could score against Barca. That'd be fun. Yeah, let's go Dzeko and Nolito. Nolito? I like saying things like that sometimes, sorry. Or Fernando. He could be really good in the derby, but he might get booked a guy like him. Away at Bilbao's not a good fixture for Negredo. I'll try and pick ex-Man City players in this team if I can. I'm not picking Bravo for goals because he's playing Sevilla. And I'm going to try and avoid that if I can. Actually, what's Bravo's form been like? Because in terms of actual SO5. Rested tonight. Yeah, I'm not going to... He might be dropped because I don't think they've been doing great. So I'm going to stay clear of that if I can avoid it. And Fernando, I don't think can score high enough. And the Lito's scoring even less, in fact. Oliver Torres banged really hard recently. Should play the derby as well. And he can do more than Fernando. If he starts. Which is the big if. I'm going to go with Fernando. Just keep the City vibe going. No, actually, I'm not. I'm dropping Fernando for Nolito. I think Nolito could get a wee cheeky goal if he's involved in the match. Doesn't necessarily need to start. It's just a better upside. And all my three favourites are away. Dzeko. I think David Silva will have a lot of the ball against Osasuna if he starts, so I'll make him captain. Under 23 limited. When are you picking up your David? Mikey, how did you know I was going to pick one up? It's the only legend, but it's like when it came out, I'm actually really tempted by a Shevchenko, and I was quite tempted. Oh, so Navas is injured. Oh, I remember. Yes, I see. Oh, I fucking seen him. I seen him come off. What game was it? Champions League, wasn't it? I was watching. Was it Sevilla Lille? Am I tripping? I definitely seen Sevilla this game week. I know I did. Who are we going to play at the back then? I think the City contingent goes out the. I've not got that many options, man. Jesus, I'm looking at Bali Jimenez and Mukhtar Diab. I've only bought these guys because they were ticket cards. I don't really want to use them in Champion. I don't see Kolarov playing. He's barely kicked the ball. Jesus, man. I was going to pick the Valencia guy. Yeah, let's just see how this team does. Actually, that makes me want to change Soraya for Bravo here. I might come back and steal the David Silva depending on what I've got. Navas out to next year, yeah. See, as soon as you said that, like a wee light bulb went off. I remember it. I remember watching the match. Stefan Fry, Yaimar Andrade, Roldan, Raul Ruidiaz, and João Paulo. Easy peasy. Captain Roldan. Let's see what Seattle do this game week. Under 23s will probably be my next one. We want Safin off if he's playing. Yes, he is. Let's get Safin here. Kandus, Rasmus. I think I'm going to go Rasmus Christensen. In midfield has to be Zakarian. He will also be my captain. I've got a bunch of Maidas. I've got Lautaro Martinez. He's going to play. And then my best of the rest. I think I might play Maida because, like I said, I do think that's a good game for them. And it means I can free some of these guys up for the Challenger as well. Don't need to worry about them. Who's got the biggest percentage? You do. Lovely. I like this already. Captain Zach. I actually think this could do pretty well. Hopefully we pull a nice under 23 limited. So we'll go global next. I prioritise global over regionals in this case. I think it's going to be Soraya. Yep, Soraya's in goals. And defence is probably going to be Kandus. Yeah, it's going to be Kandus. And I'll keep Gigo for Challenger. In midfield, I've got Fernando. Paxton Aaronson probably will play against. Probably will play New York. I've got Sucic still. I've got room for challenger guys. How many challenger guys do I actually have knocking about here? For midfield, Sucic. I think I am going to pull. I'm going to leave Sucic for challenger, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to pull David Silva in here. I'll put Fernando where I found David Silva. Up front, I've still got the Mize and Midas coming at Mars. Devikas could be good. I think I'll play the Devikas here. Yeah, just much more certain that he'll play and whatever. I've got a lot of question marks across a lot of these other strikers. And then my extra man, who am I going to pick? I could just pick the Maeda again. It'd be really easy since I've got so many of them. I mean, I could even play Dzeko here. I think he would be an upgrade. Nah, I'm going to leave Dzeko where he is, just in case. And then up front, might even take another guy from Challenger, because I think I've got quite a lot of Challenger forwards. Like Sesko's and the Damus and the Spartak guys. And Maeda. I might just play the other guys in Maeda. I think that's the smart thing to do. Just play the guys that I know will play. Yeah, let's do that. Dies in Maeda. The second one with the most XP. There you go. And I think since we're going so hard on you, we'll captain you in this team. Oh, get me notification. Akimi was not sold. Okay. Camavinga for midfield, what do we think? Camavinga or my little reward, Danny Rodriguez. At home at LG, I think I will actually play Danny Rodriguez in here. And then Nolito, is there someone better than Nolito? Gagliardini, Camavinga. Yeah, I think it is Nolito, isn't it? Or what about Fernando? I think I'd maybe play Fernando over. Yeah, I'd play Fernando over Captain Dzeko. No hope that team does anything. But let's see. So Challenger, I think this is just going to be Spartak really. At home to Locomotive. Let's just hope they don't get spanked. They maybe win a match. Ego. Sucic will get the midfield spot. Sobolev and Promise will be up front, I think. Got some other guys that could play, but I think I'll just go with what I've got. So yeah, Sobolev and Promise, and I think I'm going to Captain Promise because I don't know why. Something's telling me to Captain Promise. Why you get free Maeda? Well, because he's very heavily linked to going to Celtic, and it was a stupid thing. I bought 4 of them rapid. One I sold to my cousin at the price it cost me, and then I've still got 3. I think I seen the price of limited Jotas, and I got too excited and bought those Maedas rapid, not thinking about how much many more limiteds will come out for him if even he transfers to Celtic before he transfers to Celtic. So it was to like keep one, sell 1 or 2 as time goes on if he moves and he does well, Celtic, whatever. Says I didn't do that with Jota, and I would have, in hindsight, wish I kind of did, to be honest. Oh, guys, I am cream crackered. I hope you've enjoyed the stream tonight, guys. Martinez is due a goal as well. Yeah, he definitely does. Yeah, he's definitely due a goal this week, guys. I am cream crackered. I hope he's wishing me well for the game week. There won't be a pack rewarding. Oh, guys, wee bit of housekeeping, right? So there won't be a pack reward opening thing tomorrow because I've not won anything. This ends a streak of like 9 game weeks in a row or something. My record is 11 in a row. We're very close to it. And this game week is the trains come off the rails, unfortunately. I started a competition. I'm giving away 0.02 Ethereum to 5 people. If you're watching this after we've been live, there should be details in the description. If you are watching this live right now, hop onto my Twitter after the stream. You'll find the competition tweets dead easy to find. I'll be giving that away on the Monday stream. So there'll be 5 people who enter the competition between any point between now and 5 o'clock British time on Monday. 5 people will win 0.02 Ethereum from me to you guys. Hope you had a great stream with me tonight. I've got the Newcastle video I made a video about Newcastle, tried to keep it fun, and then they fucking went and appointed Eddie Howe tonight. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream, I might be losing my mind, but that video will be out Saturday. It's just a wee stupid video. It's only really for the notification squad. I'm not going to be promoting it or anything. It's just a wee bit of fun. If you like it, you like it. Thank you very much for watching it in advance if you do. The podcast went out on Wednesday. Me and JW had a great time. Please do check that out. It's one of the best procasts to date. Had a lot of great feedback from it already. And trying to think what else. There's tons of other stuff going on, guys. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. I'm doing so well to not tell you stuff because I'm really bad normally for holding my water. But in my age, I have been a bit more steady-handed with keeping like juicy secrets to myself and whatever. So anyway, thanks very much, guys. I hope you've had a good one. I am knackered. Moan the hoops. Like, subscribe, share, retweet. All that good stuff. Moldy, if you're not on Twitter, I've put it everywhere. So if you're subscribed to the channel, I've put a YouTube post. I've put a Discord post. And if you go to SoRare Discord and the podcast tab, the tweet is there. You'll need the... Where else did I put it? Facebook. I put it onto the Facebook SoRare Trader group. It will be in this description after we've been live. But you can check out my Facebook post. I've got a Facebook post. If you go to that's how we do it, Moldy. You go to my channel and there's a tab called Community, and you can see everything that I post on YouTube. It's right there for you. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble. Check Stay My Barnet. Oh, what's it? And I will catch you on Monday. Take care. Night night.